Well, hello everyone and welcome back to Vickie's Country Home. Today's a little bit disappointing. I am planning to can some chicken thighs, make some space in my freezer, and I was planning on using my new All-American 915, 15.5 quart pressure canner that I just got, and I was so excited, but I'm not going to be able to use that canner today, and that's the disappointment. I'm still going to can the meat because I've already had it out thawing. It's just going to have to be in one of my bigger canners. So this is so important for people to realize that pressure canners, they need to be in good shape, because if you get one that's damaged in some way or hasn't been taken care of, it can be a safety issue. I purchased this new through a seller on Amazon, and don't get me wrong, these people have been wonderful. It was not fulfilled by them, and I spoke to a representative. They're very nice. They want to get this taken care of too, and this will be returned back to All-American because this thing is not new. The bottom of the canner inside, it doesn't look bad, but it does have signs of having some water in it and some jars sitting in it, which is not new. So the bottom part, it's obvious that something was in it. I don't know if it canned or not, but something with water and jars sat in the bottom, and that couldn't have happened with what was inside of it. The part that concerns me, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but inside the lid, it looks like somebody took a grinder to it, and there's some pretty good gouges. Now, if you didn't know All-American products and you'd never had one before, you might not recognize that. Like, that is some. But there's actually some gouges in a few places. So you might not recognize that. But I do have two other All-Americans, and I got them out just to see. And the ones that I have already, and they've been used many times, do not have any signs of grinding like this. And it has gone into the surface a little bit. You could feel the indentation. So just an FYI and a caution that if you ever get some canning, pressure canners especially, if you ever get one and it shows signs like this, use some judgment whether you think it's safe. Now, this may be safe. I'm not saying it isn't, but I'm not an expert either. And because I purchased it as new, I don't accept this kind of damage to it. And again, the seller has been, and this is a third party on Amazon, they have been so nice. I have had no issues with them, and this is going to be returned to All-American with documentation. So, but just be aware, if you are getting a pressure canner, whether you're buying it new, online, anywhere, or whether you're buying it used, check it out, because this is very important equipment and there are safety factors. So, that being said, I'm going to get set up with my big canner, one of them, to can some chicken thighs. All right, I'm getting ready to par-cook my meat for my canned chicken thighs, and some of it's going to be cooked a little more. What I'm doing, I'm cleaning out my freezer, and I had a lot of chicken thighs, mostly bone in and skin on. I'm throwing them in the pot, and I'm going to partially cook them, and then I will take the meat off and finish making a broth with what's left from the bone and the skin, and I'm going to use that in my chicken thighs. I like to raw pack sometimes, but this time I really want the nice chunks that you get when you par cook it. So I'm going to get all of these things in here cooking. Let them cook till they're nearly done, and then I'm going to take the skin and bones, throw them back in the pot, and cut the meat into chunks. So we'll come back when that's all done. Okay, I've got my chicken par cooked. I've got my broth that I cooked the chicken in, but I also added just a little bit of better than bouillon chicken, just for a little bit extra flavor. So I've got my jars heated up, and because I'm off grid, I can't put them in the well, I could put them in the dishwasher, but that uses power at the shortest time of the year when we don't get a lot of sun. So I have mine in the canner full of water heated so that they will stay hot because everything is hot. So let's get started canning. Alright, I have hot jar and I've got hot chicken. And I don't have anything ready, so I'm just going to take this, and I'm using 1.5 jars. And the reason I'm doing that is this time of year I like to make soups. And I love using chicken thighs for that because they're a little bit firmer and they've got more flavor. And I'm not going to fill that quite all the way full because now I'm going to go put some broth in there. And we're going to leave 1 inch of headspace on this. I didn't add any seasonings or any salt because I like to have all my options open when it comes time to use this. So anything I make with this is a blank slate. And I've got a bowl with vinegar, and I'm just going to thoroughly clean the rim. And I'm using Tatler today, and I have these in hot water. And the key to Tatler's, finger tight and then back off just barely a touch. And they work a little bit different than other canning lids. So I've got this jar ready to go in the canner. I'm going to take it over and get another jar. So I'll do one more and then I'm going to get the rest of these done. Get them in the canner and start processing. 1-inch headspace, debubble, and clean the rim really well. Especially with meat, you have to be so careful because if there's any oil, grease, or anything like that, or food particles, it can stop it from sealing. Get the Tatler centered, get the ring on, finger tight, back off just a touch. And in the canner this goes. Alright, I'm going to finish filling my jars. I don't know how many I'll get, but I'm going to get them filled and get the canner closed up. And for me it's 15 pounds of pressure because of my altitude. And because these are 1.5 pints, you process the same as you would a quart. And quarts are going to be 90 minutes at 15 pounds of pressure. So we'll let it steam until there's a steady stream coming out. Once we got the steady stream, we let that steam go for 10 full minutes. And once that happens, put your weight on, let it come up to your pressure, and then you start the 90 minutes. So I'll bring you back when that's all done. I've processed these for 90 minutes, and then I turned the heat off and left them to sit until the pressure came completely down. Now with Tatler lids, as soon as you take them out, tighten the lid down. That is one of the keys to getting these to seal. So I let these come down naturally off the pressure. And then I very gradually took the weight off, waited 5 minutes, then opened the lid and cracked it a little bit, waited 5 minutes, took the lid off, and then waited another 5 minutes. That helps with siphoning so you don't get all of the juices out of it. So altogether I got 6 1.5 pints, and I got 1 quart that was probably 2/3 full of chicken, and then the rest of it was broth. So not bad for cleaning out the freezer. And I've got some beautiful chicken that's going to make some nice meals in January when I'm so busy. So thank you for coming along and watching. Thank you for joining in with me. If you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe and share, and hit the notification bell so you get notified on all my videos. God bless, and we'll talk again soon.